Module 6, Activity and Activity Type CRUD Operations. Another free lesson to help you become a better coder. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Your continued support helps make these videos possible. And as always, I thank you all for watching this video. So in this video, we are going to be adding activity and activity type forms for the CRUD operation. We will also be adding their subforms to the form. All right, let's go coding. All right, let's get back to our project. All right, let's open up our. Let's go to the Access project folder. Yours might be different. Project management, and we are going to make a copy of this module 5. Let's make a copy. Control C, Control V. And we are going to change this module 5 to module 6. Let's do the activity. All right, we're going to do activity CRUD, and then let's remove that guy. All right, let's go in there, open it up. Okay, last time we did a project, and let's see the project right here. There, that's the project. All right, we added 2, and all is still working. All right. So now what we want to do in this video, we are going to add activities. All right, so let's go to the create tab here, table design. Let's call it an activity ID, short text. We can use a grid. All right, here is what we need to identify what we want to collect. All right, the first thing comes to mind is the employee. Employee ID, and I think that's a short text. What else do we want to do? We could add a project ID in here, and it's optional. It could be linked to the project or not project. So we could do that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's try that. If it works, it will be great. If not, then we're just going to come back in here and delete. All right. And then we're going to add the activity date. All right. So we got to have a date. Activity date. All right. This will be date and time. What else? Let's see. What else? How about activity type? Yeah, and then we need to add a type. Okay, so maybe we'll add a type CRUD for the project for the activity as well. All right, so let's call it activity type ID. What else do we want to do here? I'm going to move all the IDs together in the top here. Yeah, maybe up one more notch. All right, so what else can we add in here? What we want to do here, though, activities, once you make a I'm just kind of brainstorming myself here, thinking out loud so you can hear my head. All right, coffee please. Don't forget the lemongrass. How about the completed? Yeah, let's do that. So what needs to happen here? Completed. Is completed. Yeah, there you go. Is completed. What needs to happen here? We're gonna flag this using a number. All right. So let's see. Hold on here. Let's make that an integer only. We're gonna flag this as 1 or 0. 1 being is completed, like other ones. 0 means it's not completed. So if it's not completed, you can still edit. All right. If it's completed, you cannot edit. This is the this is more of a what do you call it? Let's see, maintenance, I guess. You don't want to keep going back and change your activity, all right? Because you could falsify the activities. For instance, suppose you need to make changes, all right? You only change the activities if it's not completed. Once it's completed, you cannot alter to preserve the completed information. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, you don't want to say, hey, wow, iOS is coming to get me. I got to change my information here. You don't want to do that. You want to preserve all the previous saved or completed information, just like a bank records, just like any records, all right? So we got to have some kind of flag to identify if it's completed or not completed, okay? All right, the next thing that we want to do is to add the note. All right, so note is a reserved word. We don't want to use that. How about message is also a reserved word. Let's call this a activity note. Activity note. Yep, and this will be a long text. All right, this will be a long text. Now, if you wanted to have a longer text, then you use a memo. For example, if you want to write a book, you use a memo. Do we have memo in there? No. Okay. So yeah, use long text. All right. Well, memo is one of the string type. I've shown it in here. Memo is a string type, right in the object automation here. If you take a look at it, I will show you. Let me show you. Let's see, CRUD type save. Let me see. Let me find the DB memo. Yeah, right here. See that? So memo is also a string. So just but I'm not sure why it's not listed here. Well, I'm not going to venture into finding out why, but we're going to use long text. All right, so long text is the same. Let's see, what else do we need to collect here? Yeah. So the employee is required. Activity type is required. All right. So let's go ahead and mark these three guys as required. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, so maybe we need to select it. Well, this one is some primary key right there, and this guy, see how it says required down here? If you make that required, it will always make sure that guy is required. This guy is not required, and we're gonna automate these guys in the code. All right. Let's see. What else do we need to collect? I think that's good for now. All right, and that's good for now, and we'll We'll come back if we need to add more. All right, that's all I can think of right now. Let's save this guy, call it activity. All right, we got activity. Okay, see this activity type, we also need that too. All right, we also need that. That's just going to be a list of whatever we want to add. I'm going to close this activity type activity down. Now we're going to have activity type ID, also a GUID, activity name. That's going to be short. Activity description. It's a good habit to have a description of your type. All right, so if you want to elaborate, the activity name is a short name. Activity description is the elaboration of the activity name. So let's make that a primary key. I think that's good enough for now. So let's save. Call it activity type. Activity type. All right. So let's make a CRUD for these two objects. I'm gonna come up here. Do we have a code behind? Okay, good. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, create object. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do the activity type first. Activity type. Look at that. I like this automation here. This is just dandy. All right, let's insert the class object, class module. Activity type. Save. Matter of fact, I need to put a GUID DB access. Get GUID. All right, save. Now let's create a access DB access. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, and way back when, DB access is a middleware. Okay, activity type DB access. Yeah, consider it as a middleware. It's something that to communicate with the database, with the data table. All right. Control S, save that. We're down. We are good. Now we're gonna do the activity. Just remove this type right here. And we got activity right there. Control S, Control C. Back to the code behind. We're gonna insert class module. This is activity. Paste. GUID DB. Yeah. Access get GUID. Yeah, that's good. Control S. And now we're going to grab the DB access for it. This is called action methods. All right. One of the commenter asked me in one of the why don't I create the methods for the object. My reply was, the functions that we have in the module here, these are all action methods. All right, so that's called action methods. All right, it does something. Action method, we call it method recently for the past 30 years because it's a method. All right, method, and it's also a function. All right, function is also a method, meaning we are implementing something. All right, a subroutine in here is also a method. All right, action method. It does something. So don't get confused. Let's call the activity db access. All right. So you see a subroutine in access or a function in access. Those two are the same as action methods because it does something. All right. So don't get confused. They are the same. It's just different, different way of identify. So if you were taught by somebody or another group of people calling these actions as action methods, or another group call it functions and subroutine, they're all the same. All right. So that function right there is the same as action method. All right. Now MVC specifically call it action method. Okay, we call action result or result. Anyways, yeah, just don't get confused. Action methods, functions, subroutines, those are all the same. That behave something. That each subroutine or each function or action method does something. All right. So some people call it feature. All right. Some people call it feature. Let's create a feature, meaning let's create a function. So just don't get confused with those names. Yeah, don't get too technical. Just know an action method or does something is a function. All right, let's see. Shall we do activity type first? Let's see a title right here. Let's see what it does. Let's just open it up. You know what? Let's do the let's use this as a template for activity type. I'm gonna copy that guy. FRM activity type, and then there's an activity. There's a employee title here. Let's copy that guy and call that a activity type. Oops, there. Now we need to create a query. So these are the things or the steps that you need to be doing. If you have a routine to create your CRUD, then it makes it easier. And then you don't have to keep going back and forth. See how I did mine? I did the table. I did the code behind for the functions, action methods, some people call it. Once I have those guys done, now I need to create a front end for it. So let's do, but in order to do a front end, we got to have some kind of record set for listing. All right, now this record set is for listing only. Okay, so let's call it in activity type list. That's a good idea. Let's activity type right there, and then we're gonna grab all three of them, select, pull them down, and go to the next column, zoom in, search text. Now like a search text, you see we conform to all standards. That search text is being used throughout the application. All right, so let's include activity name, activity description. That's good enough. All right, now let's save activity type list. Okay, close that down, and let's go to this activity type subform. We are going to massage this guy before we continue. Remember, we gotta have this guy, right? So I'm gonna go find the one that we just created, activity type list right there. Okay, Now we know this guy used to be an employee type. So we got to come up here and find an employee type ID. You see that, or a title right there. We're going to change that one. That's a hidden field. We're going to change that one to activity type ID. Copy, paste. All right. Now let's massage this front one. What I need to do here, I need to get rid of this guy because we're just going to list the name of it. All right. So we'll go ahead and have a long name. The width of this you don't have to change because that's going to conform to our form. Okay, so let's go to the source control source, I guess, right there, activity name, paste. That's good. That's done. We are done. Let's go to the front end. Remember, this guy is activity name right here. Let's go back to the code behind. We're going to change one of this guy name. Let's change this guy right there, call it activity name. That will just remember, so the Access knows what to look for. There. Now we're going to change this guy to display activity type. Alright, and here we're going to change to activity type ID, and and I'll go ahead and copy this guy, paste it right there, and this one right here we're going to change that to activity type form activity type. And this right here, remember, whatever you change here, they've got to exist on the activity type form. So activity ID, oh, not activity ID, my bad, activity type ID. Here's the activity ID. You know what, I'm just gonna, I like it to be capitalized here, like so. Alright, and this guy also F activity type display. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna copy this guy. Yeah, just remember, this gotta exist on the form. We're done. The next thing we need to do is to massage this guy. Remember this guy? This is activity. You can type list. We just added that one. I'm gonna copy that, put it in there, there, and there. All right, there and there. Let's change this guy. Oops, activity type. Activity types. There you go. Let's save that. All right, let's go to, we're done with that. Let's close that down. Now we can go to activity type form. All right, select this subform right here, and then change that to the activity. You might have to scroll all the way down here. Subform or form right here. Right there. Okay, copy that name and put that there, so that the source object and the name, keep them the same. It's easy to identify that way. All right, we're done with that. Now this real first text control right here, let's change that to activity. Remember that activity, a little small for me, type ID, and then the rest should be good. We don't want to change anything there. Those are all stuff, and that's a good thing about having this guy. Let's call that activity. We can just call it activity. That's fine. And then description. Now I remember doing this description here. You know what? Let's take a look at this project. Yeah, let's look, because we had a description there. There you go. That's why I want. Yep. So I'm gonna copy that. Copy, and then I'm just gonna put it in here. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and delete this guy, and then if I select this guy right here, it's gonna, I believe it's going to paste it right underneath. There you go. That's how that works. I'm gonna move it right there and up just a tad. Look at that, we just replaced that guy. So let's call this a this one is activity. What do we call it? Is it activity type? Description? Activity description. Activity name. Okay. We get it. Activity description. Like so. And then this guy, just remove the title, add activity, like so. I think I spelled it right. It's just a tad small. Let me use my magnifying glass. Alright, so how about this guy? Okay, so let's change that to activity. Change that to activity. Good, we're done, mister. I'm going to go ahead and close this form before I damage it. Alright, let's go to code behind, select this form design and go to code behind. Actually, before we do that, I want to select this guy and let's see the range. I want to see if it's okay. Good, it's still stretching down. That's what we want. Sometimes you make modification, it defaulted to something else. You defaulted to or reset the settings. Alright, let's go to form design, view code or code behind. I call it code behind. Alright, we're gonna start from the bottom up. Let's call this activity type. Continue up, clear text box here. This would be activity, oopsie, activity type ID, activity name, description, lock text box. I'm gonna copy. Well, that's all right. I can just it doesn't take too long. There. This should be a name, txt name, description. Should be pretty straightforward. Once you get good at this things, you're not gonna need me. Just don't forget who you are, who you learn it from. Kidding. Alright, see this object right here? We gotta fix that first before we can modify. So let's go up there let's go to the top. Let's fix this guy. O activity type as activity type. Alright. Now let's get back to our unlock text boxes. Right there. O activity type, new, oopsie, activity type, and then we're gonna set this ID. Now this is just if it's a new, alright? So if it's new, we want to get the ID. Now we can lock the booger. There. Yeah, when you once you start learning this thing, programming, once you get into it, is really addictive. Alright, so but it's just a good thing, because if you're addicted to programming, you know, it will help you advance and moving forward faster. So, which is a good thing, alright? So don't mind to get addicted to programming. It's a good thing. I was. Oh, look at that. Look at how I spelled that guy. You see there? I knew it was little. Let's go back into the front here. No, not that one. This guy. The air. See it? The air? That's better. Yeah. Make sure you spell them correctly. So let's fix that. Description, that's better. Alright, let's move on. This one is validation. Alright, so we're gonna validate the activity type, activity name. And remember, we're gonna remove this guy. Now, you know what? I'm gonna go in here because we colored this guy on this side already. We don't need to redo this guy. Alright, so let's go to this one is employee title. Yeah, so let's go to that validation, because yeah, we did the what was it that we did last time? The project. Yep, we did a project and we will remove from the employee. So yeah, we clear this and we color this guy right here. We don't need to recolor it again. Redundancy, alright? Like I said, sometimes we initially define things in here, and when we remove and then create its own function, you know, you have to go back and remove them. Alright, I think we did it here initially, and then we later added the function, so that we can just make a one call right here. Then we don't have to do it in here, you see. And then once we did this one, I think I forgot to remove this from these little bits here. But that's alright. We know what we're doing, and that's that's all it matters. As long as you know what you are doing. So I think I still have that in my clipboard. This would be there. So you know what, I'm just gonna do like so. This will be name, activity name, description, and then right here I'm just gonna delete the whole thing, call it activity type DB access, save. See that? And then put the object in there. Alright, save. Let's go to the display. Remember this display, if you come back here, activity type right here, copy this guy right here. Then you know you are using the same name. Alright, so display. Here we're gonna identify the ID, and again I'm going to delete all of that. Activity type, type DB access, access by ID. This will be me, activity ID, and that will be an object. And now the question is, How come it didn't give me? Oh, there you go. Whew. So if you created your object or function correctly, all right, you should see the argument list. All right. Now some school call it signature. Okay, this is the signature function signature. The function signature meaning the number of arguments. Yeah, these are all signatures. All right. So some schools they call this a signature function signature. All right. So if you don't see that, that means you define your function is incorrect. All right. You should see this thing pops up and let you know what signatures they are, what they are required. Or some school call it arguments. Okay. So don't get signature arguments are the same. Let's go to this is the ID. I think I still have that in my clipboard. Nope, I lost it. Now, yep, I lost it. That's the wrong one. So I'm gonna come back over here, copy this guy right here, put it right there. That way I don't get in trouble. Activity ID there. Activity name. Pretty straightforward, isn't it? Yeah, once you learn the foundation, when you got the basics of understanding object programming, you can just kind of fly through these things pretty much. Get your routine going, and yep. And this guy is display activity type. Yeah, also this capitalization right here, that will be coming from here. So if you type something, for instance, I type and it doesn't change, that means it's wrong. All right, because this guy is capitalized, you know you type something wrong. All right, so when you do that, you always see if it changes to the capitalization, the same name as the function. And here we are going to change it to the subform activity type. Looking good so far. We almost done, by the way. And right here, so when we save, whatever we save, we wanted to refresh that list. We also, when we delete, we also want to refresh that list. Make sure that it's gone. All right. And here I am going to select the whole thing and call it activity type db access delete and then me ID there. Good. We're almost done. Did I say that? I just did. All right, let's move on. When you edit, you want to remember this edit. The reason being is because if you say cancel, then it's going to pull back the previous information. All right, so that's the purpose of previous record, previous ID. And here you are about to delete activity name. Are you sure? All right, continue. Now add new is the same way. All right, add new, we want to see if we have a current activity type. If we do, we want to remember it. Again, we want, if we cancel it, we want to retrieve that one. And if there's no activity, meaning we just started, all right, we don't need to remember previous activity ID, activity type ID. We are done, mister. We are done. All right, so let's close them all. All right, let's try adding on. Oops, excuse me. Let's try adding all new activity here. Yeah, let's pop it open. Ping ping. Oh. Did we fit it? Forgot to do that. Error. Oh, this one is yeah. This one is yeah. It's the name. There you go. That's better. Save. Let's see where else. Good. Perfect. Perfect. All right. Yeah, let's add on first item. What do you want? What do you want? Let's call this activity type outgoing email. Outgoing. Yeah, that's good. Oh, you know what? I just noticed that when I hit enter, it doesn't jump to that guy. All right, we're gonna fix that after we've adding this guy. Sending emails to clients. Yeah, that's good enough. Ooh, what's going on? What's going on? Oh, title. That's all right. That's yeah, we gotta fix this guy. I think I forgot to do this thing. All right. So, which is fine. We are good at debugging. There you go. We're done. Good. See there? It listed right here, which is good. Good. I said that we need to fix the tabbing. All right. So let's go fix it first. Go to design view. Let's check this guy out. This guy is tab index 1. Make this guy a 2. Look at that. Now it's just going to jump into there. All right. Control S, close, restart. Look at that. Does it edit? Good. What did it really change? All right. I'm going to say nice. See that it changes right here. So let's do that again and remove that test. Save. Good. All right, let's add another one. This one is incoming. All right. How about viewing client's email? So this these are the activities. You want your boss to know that you're really doing something. So once you are checking the email, you say, hey, add activities to the system. Then your manager can come and look at it. Okay, what did Jack do here today? Did he even do anything? Yeah. All right. Let's add outgoing phone call. Outgoing phone call. Outgoing phone call. Calling clients. And then add incoming phone call. See how I hit enter, it taps to the next to the description line. I'm just going to be answering client's phone call. Save. Let's see. Let's see what else. What else do we need? How about anything with the activity? Yeah. project. Oops. Related. There you go. Call this a project activity. Alright. Yeah, that's good. Project related. Let's see what else. Well, whatever you want to come up with. Alright. So that's good for now. Alright. Just to demonstrate the activity type. Alright. So that's good for now. Good for what we need. Alright. Let's close that down. Let's do the activity now. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna look at this employee kinda cool. So let's think about this thing a little bit here. I'm gonna see what we have here. We got this bunch of these IDs. This is required, that's required. That, yeah, okay, so basically what's going to be visible are the drop down list for the project ID, activity type ID, and this employee right here will be the sign in. Alright, so we'll do the sign in later. Don't want to get the video too long, so but basically there are three items going to be displayed. Is the activity type ID, project ID is completed. That will be a button just to if it's complete or not complete. Alright, and then the activity node. Alright, so you know what, I'm going to leave that there. I'm trying to see what we can do here. First off, let's close this down. Let's add a list of activities. Alright, so we're going to do activity. We're going to add this guy to it, and we're good. We are going to copy all that, add this two guy. Yeah, add these two guys. Yeah, those guys will need to go to the front next to the activity type ID here. Now let's add the search text. Zoom in. We can add okay, there are a couple of things that we need to add in here. So let me cancel this one before we do that. We need to add employee. Alright, so let's move employee from here to there. There, it knows it. It knows it. It's pretty smart. Right there, that's good. That's good. Reason being is because we can identify, we can search by first name, last name of the employee. So let's do that. Let's add employee, zoom. We call this employee, and then and here we can say employee dot first name space employee dot last name, and then I'm going to move this guy to the front next to the employee ID. Control S, query activity list. Yeah, conform to your standards. All right. Let's see what else do we need. We got type. We got that guy. We can also add a project just in case, right? Just in case. Just in case. Yes, we can do that too. So let's add project. Look at that. It knows. Now this one right here. Remember, the project ID is not required. If you join this guy like so, that's an inner join, meaning it has to have a project in there. All right. Now to disregard the project, go in there and select edit join. Okay. We are going to include everything from activity, regardless if there's a project or no project. All right. That way we'll see all the activities regardless. Okay, so that's what we want. Now this is called left join. All right, we're going to do left join to the activity. That's a left join, by the way. Let's see what else. And we can include the project name. Double click that guy, and I'm going to move project name to next to the project. There, that makes sense. You notice how I move the name of whatever it is next to the ID. That way it's easy to identify. For instance, employee ID here, we got employee. Let's see, activity type. You see activity type, the activity name. All right, so when you do that, you kind of laying out the field, the column list, and it's easy to identify. All right. Okay, I think we're done. I think we got everything that we need for searching. All right, let's go to Zoom. Let's create a search text. I'm gonna move that little window down there. Yeah, let's search text. Let's find the activity node. All right, activity node. We want to also include activity type dot activity name. We want to include yeah, how about activity description? Activity type, activity description. We want to include employee. Let's see. Let's be a little off. Let's be smart with this employee name here. All right, I'm going to show you how to be smart with this employee name. Employee dot first name, employee dot last name, project name. There you go, project dot project name. Now if you want to add the project description, you can. I'm going to stop right there. That's a lot to be searching for. Yeah, we're not Google. We're close to be Google. All right, let's save that. Let's close that down, and let's go to what do we use? Activity. Yeah, you know what? Let's make a copy of this employee, copy, paste, form, activity, and then the subform for it, copy, paste, activity, and then let's massage this activity subform here. All right, design, view. I'm going to do a little different here. Kinda going to move this guy down. So, oh, hold on. Before we do that, let's change this record source here. That would be the activity list. Good. Now we can change this guy to, oops, let's move this scroll bar up there to activity ID. There. Paste. Now this guy, we should name the activity name here. All right. You'll see outgoing, incoming, so forth and so on. All right. And I don't think we have that thing as long, so I'm going to shorten up about that short. Also, I am going to move this. Well, that one's fine. Move this guy up right about there. I'm going to narrow this down right about there. All right, and then now, do you want to list the date first and activity? I think that's a good idea. Yeah, let's do that. Let's yeah, you know what? That's a good idea. Let's do that. Let's do a activity date. See the activity date? And then this guy would be activity name. And of course, you can list however you want. All right, I'm going to make a copy of that guy. Copy, paste. And I'm going to move this guy right there. This, and then I'm going to paste another one there. This one will be, let's see what can we do here. So we got an activity name. We got date, name. Okay. How about employee? Yeah, that makes it easier to find who added what. I'm just gonna swap this guy around a little bit here. So we got activity date, activity employee, activity type, and this one is either complete or not complete. All right. So hold on here. Just going to change the index here. That's 1. That should be 2. We just swap that guy around. That is 3, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, that's 4. Good. All right, this guy right here, activity type here. I'm going to come back over here and scroll back up here. This right here, I just want to say, let's see, let me show you. It's complete right here. So I'm gonna, you know what, I'm going to zoom in. I'm gonna build that out. All right. This one is equals if is complete equals 1, then we'll say completed. Else incomplete. I think it's one word, incomplete, like so. All right, just like that. Save, and let's give that a name. Say complete. That's good enough. All right. Now that name cannot be the same as this guy. Okay. Anytime you identify or function or massage this source, all right, you cannot name it is complete. Okay. It has to be different name. So just remember that. All right. Let's see. We got activity name. I think that's good enough. All right. Now this guy could be a little short, like so. And I'm going to move this guy to right about, I think 7 is good. And then we're going to expand this guy out a little bit. It could be a long title, you know, long name. No, yeah, just like that. Yeah, you know what, this guy is not long at all. All right. And however, the employee name could be long. But you decide what you want to do. All right. I think that's good enough for now. And then we can just, yeah, if we, whatever we need, we can always come back to this guy. All right. We can always come back to this guy. Remember these names right here: activity date, employee, activity name, and this one is complete. All right, let's go to code behind. Let's fix that. This is activity date. You know what? The first thing that I want to do here is call display activity. And I'm going to copy that guy in the clipboard. There. And here is employee. And I'm going to add activity name. Call. And then the complete. Call. See how easy that is now? Now we want to identify if there is an activity ID. And here we're going to change to form activity txt activity ID. Pretty straightforward. And here, oops, like so. Save. We're done for that portion. Let's move up here. Remember this guy right here? This is activity list. So I'm going to type in activity and then copy that. Control C, paste, paste, paste. Looks good. And then we'll change this guy to activity. Activities. We are done, mister. We are done. Nice and simple. All right. And you wonder, okay, Jack, where are you going to put this guy? I'm going to move this guy up 1 notch. Control S. Let's go to activity here. So the first thing that we want to do is to select this form, change that to activity. Copy that, change that to activity. And then I'm going to move this guy down here. Actually, I want to move the whole shebang down there. Yeah, this one is going to be just a tad different than what we did earlier. Let me see. Okay, so we have activity type and project. All right, we can call this activity type right here. I'm still thinking. Should we revert back to what we were? You know what? I'm gonna cancel that. Let's reopening it. You know what? That looks fun right there. Yeah, that looks fun right there. Let's go ahead and change his name again. Activity. Gonna save that. Gonna fix this guy a little bit here. We may not have to do all that list that long. I'm still thinking. I am still thinking. So date is short. Right, so I think employee is important. I'm gonna shorten it out. And activity date, and you know what? I'm just gonna take that out for now. So complete. Take that out for now. All right. Control S. I want to see the width of this guy. Oh, there he is. There he is. Copy that. Back here. That looks little. That's wide. So I'm going to move this guy one more notch down. Yeah, sometimes you have to massage this, alright? I noticed this guy comes way over here. Like so. Oh yeah, that's going to be perfect right there. So go ahead and change the width right here to 3. There, good. There. Alright, good. Control S, close that, and get back to the activity. Okay, let's massage this guy. First thing that we need to do here is change that to activity ID. Let's see, what else do we need? Remember, we need this guy. Oh, we need to add employee ID in here. So let's copy this guy, this last one. Copy, paste, move it up to the right like a cha-cha-cha. And see this right here on the right, call that employee ID. We gotta have that, alright? We gotta have that. Just gonna kind of cram this guy together. So we got employee. Let's see what else. Okay, that will be a drop down list. That will be a drop down list. That's a hidden, not hidden, but yeah. And okay, all right. So far we are looking close. And right here, we call it activity. And here, if it's project not required, what else? Or we'll call this added on. We're gonna make that a activity date. and I'm gonna move it down. I'm gonna move this guy up. We're gonna call this activity. See what I'm getting at? We'll fix that one later, but let's change the name. Activity. This one will be project. Let's right click on this guy, select and right click, change that to combo box, and let's rename this guy combo box project. All right, it's not required. Remember this guy is not required. Okay, so what else we need? So we got that guy, we got that guy, we got that guy. We need these two guys. Gonna move this guy up there. That will be activity date. That. I am going to as is complete. You know what, this guy right here, let's think about this thing. Should we use a drop down list, or should we use a button? Well, I'll let you decide. It's pretty easy. Alright, I was thinking about using a button, but let's make it easy, make our life easy. This will be CBO is complete. Alright, and this guy will be just yes or no. So let's change this guy to yes. We're going to default to no, yes, and this will be a value list, bound, and default value, yes. Good, we're almost done. So let's change this guy. Alright, this right here, arrow, activity name, that will be a project. So we really don't care about this project, but just to stick with the conformity here, we're just going to add this guy in there. Yeah, all these we're not going to detect these guys. The added date here, the activity date here. This one is complete. Alright, and then the last thing that we need is a note. Activity description, activity note. So the easiest way to do, I remember, in the activity type right here, if you open that up, you can just copy this dude. Copy, select this guy, paste. Look at that. Yeah. Now the activity node, I'm going to expand that guy just a tad wider there, and come to here, arrange, anchor, stretch down. Then we have a list of stuff all the way down if it's lengthy. Alright, so that's good. That is good. Yeah, you know what, we're gonna force our employee to write something in there. So I'm gonna put an error right there, either there or the front. You know what, let's move it right there. But before I do that, let's collapse this guy down just a tad. There. And just to be fancy, we're gonna move these siblings over. Just to be fancy, we are going to move this. Actually that's good enough. Actually, we're gonna move this guy there. The reason why I'm moving this guy here, we want to expand this description text here. Alright, so I'm gonna move this over. That is square. See what I'm talking about there? Move it back just a tad there. That's too wide. Now we can just make this guy way out there. Alright, so that looks good right there. Okay, let's fix our activity type here. That would be this guy right here. Activity name type. Okay, so let's go back to here, show you how to do this. Scroll down to right there, zoom in, and then we're gonna select activity type ID, activity name from activity type, order by activity name. That's it. Save. And then let's go ahead and change this index to 1. See this tab stop right here? I'm gonna select all that. I'm gonna change that tab stop to no. Ooh. Oh no, not 0. My bad. I said no, but I type in 0. Alright, now we're gonna make this guy tab stop 1, so it's gonna jump right there. Now the project, let's see what the project. I'm gonna go ahead and close this down. Let's see the project here. It's a project name and project ID. Alright, and also I'm going to close that down. We're done with that. Thank you very much. So here, where were we? Oh, there it is. Zoom, select project ID, project name from project, order by project name. That's good. Alright, scroll up, make sure we got 2 columns selected. See that right here? That should be 2. The column width, we don't want to know. Actually, we want to display the second column, not the first. First column is an ID, by the way, and bound to the first. Perfect. Let's double check this one. Good. The added date right here, looks good. Everything is good and dandy. That's, yeah, column counts 1 because it's just 1 item. That's good and dandy. All right, let's check out all these indexes. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, perfect. And and 5, not 15. There. Save. Let's you don't have to do this, but if you don't, you're gonna have spaces that wide. All right. So my recommendation, you should always pull this guy to there. Now that form will only show that much in space. All right. Even though it stretches down, if you don't pull it down, whatever spaces you see from top to the bottom, that's what you will see. That's what will be a display. All right, let's go to the form design. View code. I'm going to start from the bottom here. Activity. Active. Employee. Actually, employee. Yeah, we're going to default that to a login user. And we need to create a login user. All right. So right now, don't worry about it. We're going to fix that later. This would be activity type. Oh, it should be CBO activity. Yep. You know what? Let's add the project in there. Activity here. We should default to whatever it is. All right. So let's do this. If it's null, then CBO activity equals. Oops, it's already equals. CBO activity at first item. There. If it's null. And then this next item is the date. Activity date should always default to today's date. All right. It's complete. Oh, CBO, my bad. Complete is complete. Yeah, it's complete. Should always default to yes. Should always default to yes. Okay. All right. Oh, and note. So this will be activity description. No. Save. I want to double check on this guy right here. Did we name this guy? I didn't think so. See there? I didn't think so. So I'm just gonna come over here. Copy that guy. Go back and rename that guy to activity description. Okay. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items. 6, 7. We have 7 items. 6 is the employee ID. 7 is the activity ID. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. Look at that. Nice. Nice. All right, let's go to the next one. This one is the log. Activity ID should always be logged. The next one is employee. Employee ID should always be logged. Now the next one is activity, CBO. The next one is the project. The next one is complete. CBO complete. So what else? Oh, added on date. Me CBO text date locked true. Okay, we got a date there. Alright. I think this guy comes before that. It's not important. I'm just trying to get them in the order that we are looking at. Okay. So now txt activity description logged true. Looking good. Alright, I'm gonna copy this guy, paste the bottom here, and then I'm gonna select this booger, Control F, see there, click on the replace. I'm looking for locked space equal space true. We're gonna call this back color equals color white. Replace all. Look at that. All right, we're done down there. So now I'm gonna come up here. This is light blue. Remember that, light blue. We'll come up here. Change his focus before you forget. Last time I forgot about this guy. We are going to send the focus to the activity. Log false. False is complete. False. Activity description false. This one is good. Activity light blue. Light blue. Oops. So yeah, coding is just like this. Whatever I'm doing right here, that's what you will be doing if you're in a profession. Light blue. All right. Okay, now when it comes to here, remember when it comes to here, we got to change that object. Okay, so let's go up here. Old activity. And then right there. Oh, activity. Now remember, we got to I'm going to set here default employee ID to log in user. So we're gonna remember this. because once this thing is complete, all right, when this thing is complete, we're gonna add this one. But for now, let me show you what we're gonna do. See employee here. I am just gonna come in here and grab one of these guys, Zoe. Copy. And then I'm just going to default employee here to Zoe. Oopsie. Yeah. Oops. Double quote, not a single quote. I'm used to a SQL Server. So just remember that now, alright? Alright, keep moving on. So the message is fine. This guy will be labeled. The first one is activity. Error. Activity. Huh. Oh, activity name. My bad. Gotta remember that now. And then the next one is project. Error project. The next one is, I don't remember. I'm gonna close that down. Next one is added on. It's complete. Activity date. See what I'm getting at? So we clear those guys. We have activity name, activity date. Good. That's good. That is good and dandy. Oh, we also want to, yeah, that's good. There should be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect there. Now I'm just going to copy this guy. Like so. Alright, so select this guy right here. We're going to go to F, Control F. And then we're going to say visible space equals space false. And then we're going to say back color red, dark red. Remember that? Dark red. That's it. We're done. We are done. Now let's identify what we need to do here. We want to make sure that we get something here from activity. And this would be error activity name. Alright, the next thing that we want to do, we don't want to detect any project. Let's see what else. What's on here that we can add it on. That's going, you know what, added on is going to be locked. We don't want to well, I want, yeah, you know what, we want them to be able to yeah, that's a good idea. So let's do added date. So it's complete. It's the same here. CBO is complete. Well, normally these guys will be detected, all right, especially the date. What we want to do here to the date here, let's go to the front here. See this guy, change that to a format short date, all right, short date. That will show the date picker right here on the right. Yep. All right, let's go back to the code behind. So we got that activity date is complete. This one is going to be description. That's all. That's all we have to do. there. Control S, save. Let's move on up. Now, if we validate it, all right, I'm going to get rid of that, all the activity ID equals me, like so. Copy that into my clipboard. Activity let me see. Employee type. Employee activity, let's see what else. Edit date. Is complete. Oops. Two more items. I think it's two more items. So we got that. We got employee 2, 3, all project. Let me see. I want to see something here. I want to see something here. Okay, project name. Oh, that's wrong one. We want to see activity. My bad. My bad. We want to see activity. Okay. Okay. Alright, let's close that down. The next one we want to is the description. What's my oh, node. Do we call it a node? Activity node? Why did we name a description? Activity node. Okay, so let's change that to activity node. We want to make sure that we are, conform to all naming. All right, so I'm going to come in here and change that to activity node. And then wherever we find activity description, right there, I'm going to do so, and then change that to activity node. You see that? And I'm gonna copy that guy. Find, see there? I can find there. Paste. Look at that. Find more. There and there. Go find more. There you go. There. Okay, that's the first one. Shouldn't have anybody. Good. Alright, let's move on. We were at clear messages or validation. Okay, move on. Save record. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and project is missing. That's fine. And now we're gonna save. So we say activity db access, save. Ooh, not that. activity. Display activity. Pretty straightforward, isn't it? Activity DB access. Like so. All right, let's continue. We're gonna populate. I'm gonna copy this guy in my clipboard. I'm gonna delete this whole shebang. Activity. Me, employee. CBO, activity. Activity type. Activity date. Date. Oops. Project. So now the project. The project. There might be error here, but we'll find out, won't we? Project. Is complete. CBO is complete. Here we want to do something different here. We want to say if is complete equals 1, then it's yes. Else, no. That's all. Good. We continue. We'll continue. I think that's safe right here. See here? We got to fix this one right here as well. You see how we convert 1 to yes, 0 to no? We got to do the same thing here. You see, if, yeah, this, you got to be third. All right, you got to be third. Now we could reverse it. If it's yes, we want to put 1, else 0. All right, so we want to yeah, make sure you're being thorough with your code. Get your head spinning. Get your head spinning, mister. Coffee, please. Still mug in the thermal mug. All right, let's see. I see the cancel right here. See, activity ID. If it's no, we do this. Else, we'll say, hey, give me that last one, and then we'll say, I'm gonna copy the display because that's gonna be. Then we're gonna say ping. All right. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Let's go to the next one. Right here on the save. Remember, on the save, we want to refresh the form. All right. Notice that we didn't refresh the form here. It really doesn't matter what you want to refresh. Form, refresh form. Let's move up. Delete the same way. You gotta refresh the form. So I'll go ahead and refresh the form. Yeah. and I'm going to activity db access delete it. Oops, should be activity txt activity id there. All right, move on. Oh, okay, yeah, just added that one. That one looks good right there. Let's change this guy. Let's do the confirmation for deletion. You are about to delete How about you about to delete the selected activity? Yeah, you know what? Delete selected activity. Are you sure? Add new. Let's grab the activity ID in case we want to revert back to him being the activity. All right, guys. All right, we're done. We are done. Let's see if we can compile this guy. Ooh. Oh yeah. Yep. Form. Oh, that's activity type. Okay, good. Save. Let's debug again. Compile again. Aha. That's an activity. Yeah. Good. Compile again. Good job. No more error. But will it run? Let's close all. All right. Activity. There it is. See what I was talking about to you? Here or here, you could have it expand down and right. All right. So that's up to you. I don't know how you want. You know what? Yeah, let's make it a little fancier. I'm going to let's make that expand to the right too. All right, down and across, like so. That's better. All right, that's better. All right, let's see if we can say good. So far, so good. Now, let's left align this guy because that date right there. Yeah, let's left align this guy. Cancel. Let's left align this guy. Left align. See that text alignment? Make it left. All right. Control S. Close. Reopening it. Add. Yeah, that's good. Incoming email. And then there's no project. And it's today. And it's going to be completed. All right. So let's type in receive email. Receive an email from a client. Save. Look at that, Zoe. See, that's the employee we defaulted to. All right, and then we can say add outgoing email. There's no project. We don't need to identify. All right. Reply and email to a client. Look at that. And we're going to say another activity. Cancel. See this right here? Ooh, what happened? That selection. Let's go fix that. It's not selecting. Let's go fix that. Open up the Subform activity here. How come? No event. Nah, didn't think so. That's the event. Good. All right. Ooh, we don't have a name for it. That's why. I thought we named all that. See? Not sure why that is. Alright, so here what I did, we forgot to change the name to the control name. Alright, so that's what we forgot. Let's try that again now. Alright, click on, that's better. But what happened to all text? Let's go see. Close that down. That's activity. Let's see display. Go find the display. Oh, the txt activity node equals activity node. That's better. Oh, hold on. Yeah, that's fine. There you go. That's better. All right. So what we want to do here, if it's complete, we don't want to be able to edit. All right. That's the goal. Okay. So in the display right here, we're going to default that to yes. However, if activity activity is complete equals 1, then you cannot edit or delete. See what I'm talking about now? You see how this guy is edit? Now watch. This one is incoming. Watch. See that? It's complete. Same as here. Okay? You cannot change. Right? So that's a goal. We don't want to change activities. Alright? We want to preserve all the information. So that you can go back and argue or shout at your employee. Just kidding. All right. Shall we add another one? Shall we add another one? Do we have an activity here anywhere? I think we have activity or project. Yeah. So let's do that. See, we got 2 projects. Let's add another activity with project name. All right, so this one is project related. All right, so now if it's project related, you could force your user to select one of these guys. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? But okay, there you go. Let's select that guy, and this is let's mark this guy as not completed yet, because we might have to add more blur in here. All right, more blur in here. But all right, so let's think about this. That is complete and not complete. Well, actually, you don't really want to make modification to activities. That's, once it's added, it's added. You see what I'm saying? So, but just in case you need to go to the bathroom and come back, right? All right. Okay, let's try this one. How about client wants to start their project ASAP. All right, so that's good. Save. Okay, let's swap here, go back. Now you can edit because it's not complete. Cancel. See what we get now. Ooh, that project related did not do this guy. Why that? Why is that? Let's go find out. Hold on, hold your horses. How come we don't get any project ID here? Hold your horses. You know what? I know why. Come on. I know why. So when you save this guy, you see there? You see there? Then you can say this. Yep. We'll say if me CBO if not is null, then me then O activity project ID equals project. See how that works? Alright, let's try it again. So that's the reason why, because we never set that project. Alright, let's edit. Let's select. Save. Let's pop out. Let's pop back in. Nice, that's better. You see that? That's good. That is good right there. So we've done two projects here. We did the activity type, and we also just finished with the activities. All right. So that's how we are going to do it. Okay. So we added this one. Can we delete this? Oh, it's complete. We cannot delete that. All right. Once it's complete, you cannot delete it. All right. But we're gonna add another project and delete it. Okay. So let's add a new project because we want to test all the features. This one is outgoing phone call. Yeah. And it's not project related. It's not complete. Otherwise, we're not testing. Save. Let's take a look what's going on here. Now that's weird. This guy says no. This guy says not no. Oh, wrong one, my bad. Duh. You see this? I type in the wrong one. This is an activity. We actually want to see a project here. My bad. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Let's try that again. Save. Yeah, this guy, we just lost the object. You see, anytime you have a break, you lose an object. Alright? So that's alright. We're just gonna stop and restart. So just remember that anytime you break your code, alright, while you're debugging, it's going to stop. Alright, let's try that again. Just remember it, okay? Anytime you break your code in your debugging, it's going to you're gonna lose the object. Alright, testing, save, better. Alright, so this guy right here, I'm gonna move away. Good, and check this out. We can delete this guy. You're about to delete the selected activity. Are you sure? Yes. Perfect. See there? It's gone. It's gone. Alright. So there you have it. Happy programming. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, like, share, and hit that bell. And also comment below, and if you need help, inbox me. Thanks again.